Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Clamydomonas. Clamydomonas is a name given to a genus of microscopic unicellular green plants like the algae that live in fresh water. Typically, their single-celled bodies is approximately spherical, about 0.02 millimeters across, with a cell wall surrounding the cytoplasm and the central nucleus. So Clamydomonas is a name given to microscopic organisms, unicellular green plants, algae that live in fresh water. And they are saying that they have a single body, which is spherical. If you look at it here, it is spherical in shape and about 0.02 millimeters across. From here to there, around 2 millimeters across. And they have a cell wall. If you look at it outside here, we have a cell wall. This one here is a cell wall which is surrounding the nucleus. Our nucleus is in the middle. That is our nucleus. And then the cytoplasm is this space we are seeing, all this space here surrounding the nucleus. That one is our cytoplasm. So that is the structure of Clamydomonas, which is a microscopic unicellular green plant, or what we call algae. And two filaments of the cytoplasm that we call the flagella, they extend from one end, and they are whip-like lashing push the Clamydomonas through the water and rotates it at the same time when it is moving in water. So when you look at our Clamydomonas, you will see that it has got the flagella. These are the ones which we are calling the two filaments. This one, and then we have also this one here. We refer to them as the flagellas. Flagellum when it is one, and flagella when they are two. Now these ones are all at one end. They are coming out from one end. And their main work is to lash side by side. And when they do that, they propel the Clamydomonas through the water, and then they make it also to rotate as it is moving. A single cup-shaped chloroplast occupies a greater part of the cell. So the greater part of the cell is occupied by the chloroplast. Now the chloroplast is this whole inner part that we are seeing inside. All this one is the chloroplast. This part here, all of it. So you find that it is covering a bigger part of the cell. That one is the chloroplast. So it is the one which is covering the greater part of the cell. In this chloroplast, there is a protein region which is called pylenoid, and this one is involved in starch production and may be surrounded by starch granules. So in our chloroplast, in the middle there, we have the pylenoid. This part here is what we are referring to as the pylenoid, which is a protein region, and it is involved in the production of starch. And sometimes there might be some starch granules around it, surrounding it. So you find that it is responsible for the production of starch, and we are finding it in the chloroplast. So it is found in the chloroplast, and that one is the pylenoid. A region of the cytoplasm near the origin of the flagella is sensitive to light and associated with red pigment spot. So the area that we are talking about is the area near the origin of the flagella, this area here, the origin of the flagella. And in that area, we find some red pigment spot. There is a red pigment spot here. This spot we are seeing here, which is called the pigment spot. And this pigment spot is sensitive to light. It is sensitive to light. The shadow of red pigment spot, when cast on a sensitive area, it causes turning movement of the Clamydomonas, and so bring it into region where the intensity of light is most suitable. So we are saying that the shadow of this red pigment spot, when it is cast on a sensitive area, which sensitive area we have said is this area around here, the origin of the flagella, it is going to cause the movement of the Clamydomonas and brings it to a region where the intensity of light is most suitable for it. So it is the red pigment spot that also helps to realize where the intensity of light is by casting its shadow at the sensitive area, and then when it casts its shadow at the sensitive area, it causes the Clamydomonas to turn and orient itself where the intensity of light is the most suitable for it. In this anterior region are seen two spherical vacuoles which swell and collapse alternatively. So we have the spherical vacuoles. Here we have the vacuole, these two spherical vacuoles. They swell and collapse alternatively. They swell and collapse alternatively. They are still nearer to the flagellas at the anterior region. These contractile vacuoles are concerned with expulsion of excess water absorbed by osmosis. So, these contractile vacuoles, they take in water which has been absorbed by the Clamydomonas by osmosis. That water will enter into the contractile vacuole, and that water is going to be expelled out of the cell through the contractile vacuole. So their function is to remove the excess water that has been absorbed into the cell by osmosis. Hello, my friends. Thank you very much for participating on the introduction of the Clamydomonas.